Hey, good morning. This is Joe for Citrus County Porch Life, bringing you a daily word for men for February 14th, 2025. And that is a Friday. And the word for today is love. Here's the biblical quote from 1 John 4:18 through 19. Such love has no fear, because perfect love expels all fear. If we are afraid, it is for fear of punishment, and this shows that we have not fully experienced His perfect love. We love each other because He loved us first. It is hard to imagine a world without love, and on this day we celebrate it globally. Though it does not have clear origins, one Valentine's story is of a martyred priest in the 3rd century who secretly married lovers before the men were pressed into service. The emperor at the time believed single men made better warriors and denied marriage to all young men. St. Valentine gave up his life for love. We don't think of Jesus as romantic because it is beyond our idealistic passion. Like St. Valentine, his love cost him his life. His love is patient, not envious, not boastful, humble, selfless, temperate, forgiving, virtuous, truthful, protecting, trusting, hopeful, and preserving. It is a raw and powerful love that comes from deep within God. It is who He is. How can you replicate the characteristics of love in your life? Well, I counted out 14 characteristics in this reading, and I won't do all 14, but I'll do 3. I picked temperate, and my comment on that is I have to remember that I am not in control of anything other than my own emotions, how I react to things. That God is in control. He's in good control. Everything is going to His plan. And I have to let Him do His thing. And so my reaction, my tempered reaction, tempered like steel. And, not fly off the handle. Consider what a person is saying. Don't react first without listening. Don't react to triggers. I'm very good at that, especially in the market or in traffic. And once again, just remember that God's in control. I'm not. I don't run the universe. I don't really run anything. I have no control over people, places, and things, but I do have a control over how I react. I should react in a temperate manner. Number 2, I picked humble. Once again, humility. I am not in control at all of anything other than myself. And God is in control. And it's sometimes it's difficult to remember that. You're going along and things aren't going the way you want, and you want to change everything. And I just can't, A lot of this has to do with how my mind has developed in my thinking since I've become a member of Alcoholics Anonymous some 34 years ago. We say we cannot control people, places, or things. That there's a power greater than ourselves who is in control. And I choose to call that power God. And I give Him control. And hope that I live my life according to His will. And number 3, hopeful. as I get deeper into the Word and read the Bible on a daily basis, particularly in the Old Testament, you see God was true to His Word. He kept warning the people. You're worshiping idols. You're doing this. You're doing that. And He kept His Word. So I have every expectation that God will keep His word of any promise to us. And we should obey it, obey His word. I mean, you look, all the people in the Old Testament in Jerusalem thought, well, we'll never get conquered. God lives in this temple. He showed us He lives here. And then if you read of the dream sequence of Ezekiel, seeing far off in Jerusalem, God procession out of the temple. He no longer resided in there, and that was it for Jerusalem. So we should never think that we get a hold on God and He won't just say, I've had enough and get out of town, because he did it before. But I trust Him in His word that it'll come again. And that statement in John, I go to the Father, and He talks about there being many rooms, and so we'll all have a part in the world to come. This world is sick and dying. It's on its way out. We don't know when that will happen. If it will happen in my lifetime. Sometimes I feel like it's imminent. But in the end, His word will stay, and we can trust in it. And so there are very many other great qualities in this. Forgiving, I could work on that. Always trying to be truthful, protecting, trusting, hopeful, and persevering. Yeah, I get discouraged a lot. The persevering, I could use more of that quality. I feel like just giving up, I found a method that I think works, taking things a little bit at a time. If I attack a problem, a very difficult problem, all at once, I get discouraged when I don't do it in a time frame. It's just like this, study the Bible in a year. I cannot do it in a year. There's too many things in my life. And I'm not saying I skimp on it, but there's sometimes I have to take someone for an appointment to a hospital, and the whole day is gone. But I do it. I read it. Maybe it takes me a year and 2 months, and I get it done. And I think that's more important to the man upstairs than sticking to a year schedule. A year is man-made. But I wish you all a safe and holy day, February 14th, Valentine's Day. Yeah. I didn't know that part. When I was in school, a little kid, we learned about all the different saints' feast days. And I didn't know that part about Valentine marrying people when the emperor had told him no. So those days you had to keep on the right side of the emperor before Constantine. So God bless, have a holy day, and see you tomorrow.